Start it up.
This is the OPPO Find X5 Pro. I know it launched a while back and we're kind of late to this. I don't really have a good reason as to why I'm late, other than I was on vacation and it was awesome. And then I got back and I got COVID, so that wasn't so awesome. Anyway, back to the Find X5 Pro. I use this guy for about a month as my daily driver, and here's some things I love about it and something I was very disappointed by. Let's get the specs out of the way because the Find X5 Pro is a true flagship, as it should be given the hefty price tag of 4,999 ringgit. You get the top-tier Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor, incredible 1 billion color bionic display, 80-watt SuperVOOC flash charging, astounding 5-axis optical image stabilization, and an incredible set of cameras co-developed by Hasselblad. Let's start with the build and design. I actually really dig the design on this, with its sort of melted back camera module slope. This phone feels really nice to grip in hand. With the white model that I have here, there's no signs of fingerprints that would usually bug me. It's hefty and feels good in the hands with a nice weight to it, very premium look and feel. That aside, it's also IP68 water and dust resistant. Onto that incredible display up front. You get a curved 6.7-inch LTPO2 AMOLED display with 1440p and 120Hz of refresh rate. The LTPO2 is great to conserve battery given that super fast 120Hz display, dropping it down to as low as 1 Hz on static screens. This display is very sharp, giving you beautiful visuals no matter what kind of content you're consuming. Colors look vibrant and realistic with support for HDR10 Plus and 10-bit color. The display is, however, not the brightest that I've ever seen, maxing out at about 760 nits, while competitors within the same price range can achieve well over 1000 nits. Onto the processor and gaming performance on this. This is where it gets a little disappointing. Not because the performance is bad, not at all, it's actually amazing. You get the top-tier Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor with either 8 gigs or 12 gigs of RAM. As expected, the performance is excellent. No lag issues, stutter, or anything of the sort. When it comes to gaming in a very graphically challenging game like Genshin Impact, I set everything to max with 60 FPS enabled, and I was getting between 56 to 60 FPS. Very pleasant experience with minimal frame drops, even with all that being thrown at it. Same with Call of Duty Mobile actually. Max frame rate, max graphics, gave me buttery smooth performance with no issues whatsoever. But, and this is what I was disappointed by, the thermals are kind of terrible on this phone. Now, not even when I was in-game, just installing Genshin itself got the temperatures up to 44 degrees. While gaming, it sat between 42 to 46 degrees in Genshin Impact, which can lead to some thermal throttling. I've tested a lot of phones, but this was actually quite uncomfortable to hold while it overheated. So that was a strong disappointment for me. That aside, the performance is still top-notch. Another big selling point on the OPPO Find X series has always been the camera, and it's actually really good. We get the 50 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel ultra-wide, and the 13 megapixel 2x tele lens. Images straight out of camera are incredible. I was truly in love with the image processing, especially when it comes to the HDR shots that you are looking at right now, all thanks to the new custom Silicon X chip. Portrait mode was alright, not the best I've seen, but across the board for all lenses, performance is really nice. The front camera is a 32 megapixel sensor, which is pretty decent, nothing spectacular, gets the job done. As for video, it goes up to 4K at 60 FPS, which is capable of shooting 10-bit HDR videos. Videos look really good, great details, punchy contrast, and a wide dynamic range. Video stabilization is truly brilliant thanks to that 5-axis gimbal, and it truly appears to look as though it's been placed on a gimbal. You can also lock focus on an object by tapping on it. It focus tracks that and works really well, as you can see right here. Lastly, we get 10-bit video recording as well as log that allows you to color grade your own videos if you want to have maximum control on what your video is going to look like with color grading and stuff. The Find X5 Pro has a 5000 mAh battery. This phone is going to last you an entire day comfortably with medium to high usage, which is significantly improved thanks to that LTPO display. In addition to that, you also get an 80-watt SuperVOOC fast charger included in the box, so you can charge up your phone from 0 to 100% in just over 30 minutes. That's pretty quick. In conclusion, the OPPO Find X5 Pro is a true flagship that stands up to the title, offering you a beautiful build and design. I love how this thing looks. Brilliant display, powerful performance with very good camera systems. However, that overheating is definitely something to consider if you plan on using this phone for long hours with intense usage or even for gaming. This has been Omar from ProductNation. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you again in the next one.